I had always been drawn to the mystique of Southeast Asia, with its rich tapestry of cultures, ancient traditions, and hidden mysteries. My fascination led me to explore its remote corners, and it was during one of these adventures that I found myself standing before a temple in the heart of Thailand, a temple said to be cursed. The temple, known as Wat Siha, had a reputation that sent shivers down the spines of even the bravest locals. They whispered tales of misfortune, of those who had dared to venture within its ancient walls and emerged forever marked by an unfathomable curse. But I was undeterred by these stories. I had always been a skeptic when it came to the supernatural, and my curiosity was an insatiable fire. My journey took me to the temple with a group of fellow travelers, all of us eager to explore its hidden depths. The jungle surrounding the temple was dense, and the air was thick with humidity. As we trekked through the underbrush, the looming temple emerged from the dense foliage, an enigmatic fortress of stone, shrouded in a mist that clung to its very form. The sun hung low in the sky as we approached the temple, casting long, eerie shadows across the moss-covered stones. The silence was palpable, broken only by the distant murmur of a river. The locals' warnings echoed in my mind, but the thrill of the unknown drove me forward. I had to see what lay within. As my group and I entered the temple's dark interior, I couldn't help but notice the intricate carvings that adorned the walls. These ancient depictions told stories of gods and demons, of epic battles and mythical creatures. The craftsmanship was astounding, and I couldn't resist snapping photos with my phone. We ventured deeper into the temple, and the air grew cooler. Whispers seemed to flutter through the shadows, indistinct and distant, like the murmurs of forgotten voices. My fellow travelers exchanged anxious glances, but I pressed on, eager to uncover the secrets concealed within these hallowed walls. The temple's main chamber held a massive, life-sized statue of a deity. Its cold stone eyes seemed to follow our every move, and an unsettling sense of being watched settled upon us. Despite my skepticism, I couldn't help but shiver. My friend Sarah, who shared my curiosity, reached out to touch the deity's stone surface. As her fingers brushed against it, an unnatural gust of wind swept through the chamber, extinguishing our candles. Darkness descended, and the oppressive weight of the air grew almost suffocating. Panic welled up inside me as I fumbled for my flashlight, but it remained eerily unresponsive. David, another friend, broke the silence with a trembling voice, asking, "What just happened?" The temple's haunting melody began to rise, a mournful tune that seemed to originate from the very heart of the temple. It echoed through the chamber, seeping into our very souls. The air turned heavy with an unnameable presence, and an invisible grip seemed to constrict around my chest. It was as though the curse had its fingers wrapped around our hearts, squeezing the breath from our lungs. Desperation overcame me, and I tried to retrace our steps, but the temple's layout had changed. The walls bore new carvings depicting scenes of torment and suffering. My group and I became disoriented, trapped in a nightmarish labyrinth. I could feel the oppressive gaze of shadowy figures lurking in the darkness, their presence suffused with malevolence. Each time we tried to speak, our voices were stifled by an unseen force, rendering us mute. Time lost its meaning as we wandered deeper into the temple. Visions of the past played out before my eyes, revealing the temple's history. The curse had been woven into the very stones, a malevolent magic that had ensnared the ancient civilization that had once thrived here. Their downfall had been a direct result of their hubris. In the end, the curse claimed us as its own. Our faces, once full of life and wonder, grew as cold and lifeless as the stone deity that had borne witness to countless tragedies. We had become prisoners of the temple, our souls lost to the haunting melody that echoed through its cursed halls. The jungle slowly reclaimed the temple, veiling its mysteries once more. The stories of its malevolence endured, passed down through generations of locals. Those who stumbled upon the temple were forever warned. To enter was to surrender one's soul to a curse as old as time itself. As you all know by now, we didn't make it out alive, and all I could only hope is that my story would serve as a cautionary tale to other curious souls, especially yours.